We have to take that award away from you. Just
have to take your word on it.
Hurry up, you got a minute.
We're on TV. We're already on. You're on TV. Turn around, Nicole, and wave.
You're on TV. You're on TV right now.
Musical chair.
He said he was from
And some people might
That's what
say
I
we're.
feel like.
I'd like to call to order the April 18th meeting of the Clearwater City Council. Our invocation this evening will be offered by Pastor Bob Brubaker from the Christ Community Presbyterian Church, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Mr. Albritton. Pastor, welcome.
Thank you. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we thank you for your blessing upon our city. We thank you for these who are our leaders that have met tonight to deliberate business. We pray for their blessing and for your help in their deliberations. We pray for wisdom from above and pray for your blessing upon their lives, for their dedication and their service to our community. Thank you, Lord, for the ways that you have blessed in this community in the past, and we pray that you would give grace for the meeting this evening and bless our fair city. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor, thank you very much. And for those who don't know, Pastor just finished a bike ride across the state of Florida. So we're real proud of him and all. On two new knees, right. Right. So terrific. Have a blessed Easter, Pastor. Thank you very much. Let me please remind you, if you have a cell phone or other device that goes off during the meeting, to please silence it so that it will vibrate. To my left is our city, extreme left is our city clerk, Rosemary Call, our city attorney, Pam Aiken.
Good evening.
Councilmember Hoyt Hamilton.
Good evening.
Councilmember David Albritton.
Good evening.
To my right is Councilmember Jay Poglaze.
Good evening.
Councilmember Bob Cundiff.
Hello, folks.
Our city manager, Bill Horn.
Good evening.
And our assistant city manager, Jill Silverboard, who will be with us. We want to congratulate her, on her new appointment and thank her for her service. But we're going to look forward to having you here for at least 3 more meetings.
At least 2.
At least 2.
3, I think.
Okay,
Thank you, Mayor.
very good.
Good evening.
And the assistant city manager, Michael Maxwell, is over there. Nicole Sprague is over here, and Adam Vance is there too. So we got the whole crew here, and thank y'all for joining us. Our first order of business is to recognize David Pryor from our police department, who is the employee of the month for March 2019.
Right there.
There.
Police Records Unit employee David Pryor has exhibited the ability to adapt to a changing environment. He has taken ownership of his role handling the accident report desk by bringing improvements to the process from the point of request through delivery. He has implemented a fail-proof process to ensure a sworn statement is received per Florida statute prior to releasing an accident report. A form that was provided manually after the request is now available electronically through a link at the start of a request. He has also identified that other agencies offer an online accident report request system that uses a click confirmation of the requester's eligibility. David is also proactive when there are staff shortages and offers to take on additional responsibilities. Additionally, recently, a colleague was observed choking to the point of discoloration and significant air loss, which required immediate attention. He quickly came to her aid, and with the Heimlich maneuver, he was able to clear her airway. She and the team are forever grateful for David's quick response. David Pryor, Police Information Technician, March 2019 Employee of the Month. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Yeah, watch your step there.
Big speed bump there.
That is a speed bump.
Yeah, it would be.
Our next order of business is to call for Janet Weinstein from the LifeLink Foundation for the Donate Life Proclamation Month. Whereas one of the most meaningful gifts that a human being can bestow upon another is the gift of life, and whereas although more than 35,000 Americans receive a life-saving organ transplant every year, over 113,000 are currently on the national waiting list for organ transplants. Whereas an average of 22 people die every day because an organ transplant does not come in time or is not available, and whereas potential organ, eye, and tissue donors can register their wish to save lives through the organ and tissue donation program at www.donatelifeflorida.org or on their driver license, now therefore I, George Crudick, as mayor of the city of Clearwater, on behalf of the Clearwater City Council, do hereby proclaim April 2019 to be Donate Life Month in Clearwater.
Thank you so much in the city.
Go say hello to everybody, okay?
Yeah, watch that. Okay.
Thanks for everything you do.
The speed, that's my job.
And I would like to call forward Dr. Diane Clark from Operation PAR. Whereas excessive drinking is responsible for more than 4,300 deaths among underage youth each year, and more than 1.6 million young people reported driving under the influence of alcohol in the past year. And whereas young people who began drinking before the age of 15 are 4 times more likely to develop alcohol dependence than those who begin drinking at age 21. And whereas youth who drink are more likely to be victims of violent crime, to be involved in alcohol-related traffic crashes, and to have serious school-related problems. And whereas a supportive family environment is associated with lower rates of alcohol use for adolescents because these youth come to understand the dangers of alcohol and drug abuse. Now, therefore, I, George Crudick, as mayor of the city of Clearwater, on behalf of the Clearwater City Council, do hereby proclaim April 2019 to be Alcohol Awareness Month in Clearwater, and call upon all citizens, public and private institutions, and businesses to support efforts that will provide early education about alcoholism and addiction, and to increase support for individuals and families coping with alcoholism. Thank you very much, and thank you for the work of Operation PAR.
Thank you very
Please
much.
go say hello.
Thank you. 50 years. I'm here, 50 years working
Whoa,
on this.
well done. Keep up the good
Step,
stuff.
watch your step. Yep, yep, watch your step.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch the
Appreciate
bubble.
everything.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for everything you
Thank
do.
you.
Councilor, are there any addition or corrections to the minutes of April the 14th?
Will they be approved?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of April the 14th. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Anybody from the public wishing to speak to an item that is not on the agenda? If so, please make sure you have a card that's been filled out with our clerk, and you would have 3 minutes to speak, and we ask that you identify yourself. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Bill Johnson. Harbor View is down. Hooray! Thank you. In 2 weeks, you are going to be presented with some additional options. Staff should be directed to go back to the ULI report and include some waterfront options as well. ULI said downtown Clearwater must be a vibrant and successful place in its own right, serving its own citizens. And further, they specifically directed instill activity along the waterfront. HRNA echoed the same as well, saying the waterfront should comprise a series of distinct experiences unique to Clearwater. So what were they talking about? Perhaps programming like Spruce Street Harbor Park in Philadelphia would be an example. Fun stuff that draws people down to hang out near the water. Stuff like swan paddle boats, chairs along the waterfront, actually nets that people can hang out in, a shipping container, different snack opportunities, even kids' amusements, food trucks, hammocks, more hammocks, more hammocks, a neat place to get your picture taken, a game board, and even a garden, much like what we have here. So I urge you to have the designers come back with options for that area right down by the water as well. Thank you very much.
Anybody else from the public wishing to speak to an item not on the agenda?
Hi, good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Rudolph Michalek. At a recent council meeting, the council voted to approve an enlarged amphitheater for the downtown area. And this was over the, I would say, recommendations of the consultant that was hired by the council, but was consistent with the efforts put forward by the Ruth Eckerd Hall organization. And as I have mentioned in the past, I have concern about conflicts of interest. So I simply wish to point out to this council as they move forward with items that relate to Ruth Eckerd Hall organization, that a board member of that organization is also a relative of the council member. And I think before any discussions or actions are taken with regards to specifics in that area, that the city attorney should in fact review that relationship to ensure that there is no further conflict of interest or concern about ethics being applied during this approach. Thank you.
Let me assure you, sir, that the city attorney visits with every one of us, and there is no conflict of interest. And you can think that, and it's understood that you have that right. Thank you, sir. Okay.
I'm just talking about the future down here.
That's fine. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak to an item that is not on the agenda?
John Comer, 221 Lake Avenue, Southeast. Florida has the second highest job growth in the United States, second only to California. The difference is in California, the average private sector wage is $48 an hour. In Florida, the average private sector wage is $11 an hour. I'm wondering if the people here would be interested in closing the gap in their local workforce, and that's why I'm here tonight. I gave you a pen for those of you who might add new activities and like to color code them. This is a 4-color pen. The other is an introduction to the fact that we've had a workforce apocalypse. In October, Apple, Google, etc., announced that they would no longer require college degrees for employment, effectively pushing U.S. university degrees under the bus. Now, this has been a reality for years, but they finally come out and said so. So what that gives me is a lot of people the opportunity to, in their own communities, and this is pretty much limited to cities, of building a local workforce that can attract businesses that pay $36 to $48 an hour, that are looking for someplace to go. And Clearwater is a really good location. Santa Monica, California is a city of 96,000 people. It has a place called Silicon Beach, which about 800 high-tech companies in the last 5 or 6 years, which have collected something like 11 or 12 billion dollars in private sector VC money. And they've built quite an economy there. You folks are in a position that you can do that too. But interestingly enough, only cities are in the position to do it. No other in-trade entity. So therefore, I have a special offer from Apple and Google, etc., for you. If you'd like to build up an addition to your private sector workforce that pays $36 to $48 an hour, you can do so. If you think this is not a good idea, I would like very much for somebody to contact me, and let's sit down and talk about it. Now, I will tell you, I'm from California. I'm from Silicon Valley, but I'm not contagious. And so therefore, it's okay to chat with me and discuss what could be done here if this is of interest to you. There is no reason not to put an industrial component in your city to raise the standard of living. It will reduce your drug problems and it will reduce your crime rate. If you'd like to chat about this, somebody please call me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak to an item not on the agenda?
Hey, good evening, City Council. My name's Randy Lovelace. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I've been on the Clearwater Housing Authority waiting list for 5 years or so. And I want to speak to every one of you about what I think is an unfair practice, how they're operating the waiting list. I received, bear with me one moment, I received a letter in the mail over the weekend, dated April 2nd. I got the letter on the weekend. I called, they were closed, left a message, called back Monday morning, 8 a.m., found out the apartment was given away 2 days later. I asked them, well, tell me what number I am on the list. Clearwater Housing Authority will not tell you what number you're on the list. Pinellas County Housing Authority has an automated system where you can call and give your social security number, your birth date, and they'll tell you, I'm 540 on that list. You can call Tampa Housing Authority, and they have an automated system, and they'll tell you in person what number you are. Clearwater Housing Authority will not tell you what number you are. What they will tell you, and here's the letter I received with the postmark date, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Florida, April 3. So it's at the post office April 3. So what they will tell you is this, form letter is what they send you. And basically what it's telling you is that you're nearing the top of the list. Your name is near the top of the waiting list and an apartment is anticipated to become available for occupancy in the near future. I ask them, when is the near future? You get a whole lot of different responses. 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, depending on how long it takes for them to renovate the apartment or what have you. But you get a lot of different answers from Clearwater Housing Authority. And as I said to Ms. Dovey, and I said to Ms. Jacqueline Rivera, and I said to Mr. Horn, that hey, I don't think it's fair, I don't think it's transparent, and personally, I don't think it's legal what they're doing. I don't think that when someone gets to the top of a list that you give, apparently what they did is they sent out 10 letters. One of the letters went to New York. They don't send the letters out certified mail, so you don't even know if the 10 people got the letters. I got mine over the weekend. I responded as quickly as possible, but the apartment was given away 2 days later after they wrote the letter. And I asked them about that. Why is it that you have a list in sequential order, but you don't allow the person at the top of the list? Remember, they're not going to tell you you're at the top of the list. You're nearing the top of the list. Why won't they allow you, that person, an opportunity to say, yes, I want it, no, I don't want it, I can't afford it, whatever the case may be. I offer some suggestions. I offer certified mail. I offer the fact, don't send 10 letters. Maybe it's too expensive. Send 3 letters. Whatever it is, give that first person a smaller window. 48 hours, whatever the case may be. Allow them the first opportunity, because I don't want an apartment that somebody's been waiting longer for me. What I was told is that, hey, this list I'm on, 2014 list, I got on it through Dunedin, Florida, worked for Nielsen TV ratings for 15 years, got cancer, was in the Marines, went to the VA and got radiation treatments. I became disabled.
Thank you, sir. Your time is up. Anybody else from the public wishing to speak to an item not on the agenda?
Mayor.
If not, I will close public comment and move on to the consent agenda. Item 7.1 through 7.9. Anybody from the public or council wishing to pull an item off the consent agenda, 7.1 through 7.9?
Motion to approve the consent agenda, 7.1 through 7.9.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda items 7.1 through 7.9. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 8.1. Mr. Horn.
Thank you, Mayor. Approve the annexation, initial future land use map designation of residential office general, and initial zoning atlas designation of office district for 2233 Nursery Road and an unaddressed parcel abutting to the south, and pass ordinances 9250-19, 9251-19, and 9252-19 on first reading. Mr. Dell.
Mayor, Council, Michael Delk, Planning and Development Director. This voluntary annexation petition involves 1.081 acres of property consisting of 2 parcels of land, one of which is currently used as an office and the other which is vacant. The applicant is requesting annexation in order to receive sanitary sewer and solid waste service from the city. The developed parcel currently receives water service from the city, but the vacant parcel does not. The closest sanitary sewer line is located west along the adjacent Walgreens property line. The applicant is aware of the required sanitary sewer impact and assessment fees, which must be paid in full prior to connection, and of any additional cost to extend to the city's sanitary sewer and water lines. Collection of solid waste will be provided to the property by the city. The city's Development Review Committee recommends your approval.
Questions for staff on agenda item 8.1? Anybody from the public to speak to agenda item 8.1?
Move approval, move approval of agenda item 8.1.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 8.1. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9250-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, annexing certain unaddressed real property located approximately 423 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, and certain real property located approximately 345 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, whose post office address is 2233 Nursery Road, all in Clearwater, Florida 33764, into the corporate limits of the city, and redefining the boundary lines of the city to include said addition, providing an effective date.
Move to pass ordinance 9250-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9250-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9251-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the future land use element of the comprehensive plan of the city to designate the land use for certain unaddressed real property located approximately 423 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, and certain real property located approximately 345 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, whose post office address is 2233 Nursery Road, all in Clearwater, Florida 33764, upon annexation to the City of Clearwater's residential office, general ROG, providing an effective date.
Move that we pass ordinance 9251-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9251-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9252-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the zoning atlas of the city by zoning certain unaddressed real property located approximately 423 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, and certain real property located approximately 345 feet south of Nursery Road and 265 feet east of South Belcher Road, whose post office address is 2233 Nursery Road, all in Clearwater, Florida 33764, upon annexation into the City of Clearwater as Office O, providing an effective date.
Motion to pass ordinance 9252-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9252-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 8.2, Mr. Horn.
Approve the annexation initial future land use map designation of US 19 Neighborhood Center and initial zoning atlas designation of US 19 District for an unaddressed parcel located on the southwest corner of Nursery Road and US Highway 19 North, together with all abutting Nursery Road right-of-way, and pass ordinances 9253-19, 9254-19, and 9255-19 on first reading. Mr. Delk again.
This voluntary annexation petition involves .516 acres of property which is currently vacant. The parcel is located on the southwest corner of Nursery Road and US 19, Highway 19 North. The applicant owns 18584 US Highway 19 North, which is the L-shaped parcel abutting to the west and south of the subject property, and is requesting this annexation so that this additional parcel is also in the city's jurisdiction for future redevelopment of the entire site. This annexation will eliminate an enclave. The Development Review Committee is proposing that the .117 acres of abutting Nursery Road right-of-way not presently within the city also be annexed, and recommend your approval.
Questions for staff on agenda item 8.2?
Move approval of agenda item 8.2.
Second.
But before we do that, anybody from the public wishing to speak to agenda item 8.2? Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 8.2. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9253-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, annexing certain unaddressed real property located on the southwest corner of Nursery Road and US Highway 19 North, Clearwater, Florida 33764, together with all abutting right-of-way of Nursery Road, into the corporate limits of the city and redefining the boundary lines of the city to include said addition, providing an effective date.
I move to pass ordinance 9253-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9253-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9254-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the future land use element of the comprehensive plan of the city to designate the land use for certain unaddressed real property located at the southwest corner of Nursery Road and US Highway 19 North, Clearwater, Florida 33764, upon annexation into the City of Clearwater as US 19 Neighborhood Center, US 19 NC, providing an effective date.
Move that we pass ordinance 9254-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9254-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9255-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the zoning atlas of the city by zoning certain unaddressed real property located in the southwest corner of Nursery Road and US Highway 19 North, Clearwater, Florida 33764, upon annexation to the City of Clearwater's US 19, providing an effective date.
I move to pass ordinance 9255-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9255-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 8.3, Mr. Horn.
Approve the annexation initial future land use map designation of residential low and initial zoning atlas designation low medium density residential district for 1763 Raglan Court, together with all other right-of-way of Raglan Court, and pass ordinances 9262-19, 9263-19, and 9264-19 on first reading. Mr. Delk again.
This voluntary annexation petition involves .218 acres of property consisting of one parcel of land occupied by a single-family dwelling. The applicant is requesting annexation in order to receive sanitary sewer and solid waste service from the city. The city's Development Review Committee is proposing that the .196 acres of Ragland Court right-of-way not presently within the city also be annexed. The property currently receives water service from Pinellas County. The closest sanitary sewer line is located in the adjacent Ragland Court right-of-way. The applicant has paid the required sewer impact fee in full and is aware of the additional cost to extend city sewer service to the property. Collection of solid waste will be provided to the property by the city. The city's Development Review Committee recommends your approval.
Questions for staff on agenda item 8.3? Mr. Delk, would you clarify, did you say that this property receives water from Pinellas County?
Yes, there are areas where we have, I won't say competing is not the right, we have, they have water, we have sewer. There's a few limited areas where that occurs.
Okay. Anybody from the public to speak to agenda item 8.3?
Move approval of agenda item 8.3.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 8.3. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9262-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, annexing certain real property located in the north side of Ragland Court, approximately 110 feet east of Ragland Avenue, whose post office address is 1763 Ragland Court, Clearwater, Florida 33765, together with all right-of-way of Ragland Court into the corporate limits of the city and redefining the boundary lines of the city to include said addition, providing an effective date.
Move to pass ordinance 9262-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9262-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9263-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the future land use element of the comprehensive plan of the city to designate the land use for certain real property located on the north side of Ragland Court, approximately 110 feet east of Ragland Avenue, whose post office address is 1763 Ragland Court, Clearwater, Florida 33765, upon annexation to the City of Clearwater as residential low RL, providing an effective date.
Move that we pass ordinance 9263-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9263-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9264-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the zoning atlas of the city by zoning certain real property located in the north side of Ragland Court, approximately 110 feet east of Ragland Avenue, whose post office address is 1763 Ragland Court, Clearwater, Florida 33765, upon annexation into the City of Clearwater as low-medium density residential, LMDR, providing an effective date.
I move to pass ordinance 9264-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9264-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 8.4, Mr. Horn.
Approve the annexation, initial future land use map designation of residential low, and initial zoning atlas designation of low-medium density residential district for 1767 Cardinal Drive, and pass ordinances 9259-19, 9260-19, and 9261-19 on first reading. Mr. Delk, again.
This voluntary annexation petition involves a .197 acre property consisting of one parcel of land occupied by a single-family dwelling. The applicant is requesting the annexation in order to receive sanitary sewer and solid waste service from the city. The property currently receives water service from the city. The closest sanitary sewer line is located in the adjacent Cardinal Drive right-of-way. The applicant has paid the city's sewer impact and assessment fees and is aware of the additional cost to extend city sewer service to the property. The city's Development Review Committee recommends your approval.
Questions for staff on agenda item 8.4? Anybody from the public to speak to agenda item 8.4?
Move approval of agenda item 8.4.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 8.4. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9259-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, annexing certain real property located generally on the east side of Cardinal Drive, approximately 950 feet north of State Road 590, whose post office address is 1767 Cardinal Drive, Clearwater, Florida 33759, into the corporate limits of the city and redefining the boundary lines of the city to include said additions, providing an effective date.
Move to pass ordinance 9259-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9259-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call. All right, Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9260-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the future land use element of the comprehensive plan of the city to designate the land use for certain real property located generally on the east side of Cardinal Drive, approximately 950 feet north of State Road 590, whose post office address is 1767 Cardinal Drive, Clearwater, Florida 33759, upon annexation into the City of Clearwater as residential low, RL, providing an effective date.
I move that we pass ordinance 9260-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9260-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9261-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the zoning atlas of the city by zoning certain real property located generally on the east side of Cardinal Drive, approximately 950 feet north of State Road 590, whose post office address is 1767 Cardinal Drive, Clearwater, Florida 33759, upon annexation to the City of Clearwater's low-medium density residential, LMDR, providing an effective date.
I move to pass ordinance 9261-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9261-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 8.5, Mr. Horn.
Approve the annexation initial future land use map designation of residential low and initial zoning atlas designation of low medium density residential district for 800 Moss Avenue and 3046 Grandview Avenue, and pass the appropriate ordinances 9256-19, 9257-19, and 9258-19 on first reading. Mr. Delk again.
This voluntary annexation petition involves .437 acres of property consisting of two parcels of land occupied by single-family dwellings. The applicants are requesting annexation in order to receive sanitary sewer service from the city as part of the Kapok Terrace Sanitary Sewer Extension Project. The properties currently receive water service from the city. Collection of solid waste will be provided to the properties by the city, and the applicants have paid the required sewer impact fee in full. The property at 800 Moss has been connected to the city sewer system, and the owner of 3046 Grandview Avenue is aware of the additional cost to extend city sewer service to this property. The city's Development Review Committee recommends your approval.
Questions on agenda item 8.5? Anybody from the public to speak to agenda item 8.5?
Move approval of agenda item 8.5.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 8.5. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9256-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, annexing certain real properties located generally north of Drew Street, south of State Road 590, and within 1/4 mile west of North McMullen Booth Road, whose post office addresses are 3046 Grandview Avenue and 800 Moss Avenue, all within Clearwater, Florida 33759, into the corporate limits of the city and redefining the boundary lines of the city to include said additions, providing an effective date.
Mr. Chairman, I move to pass ordinance number 9256-19 on first reading.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9259-19 on first reading. Comments, council?
I second it.
Oh, yes, you did. You told me to hurry. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Call.
Ordinance number 9257-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the future land use element of the comprehensive plan of the city to designate the land use for certain real properties located generally north of Drew Street, south of State Road 590 and within 1/4 mile west of North McMullen Booth Road, whose post office addresses are 3046 Grandview Avenue and 800 Moss Avenue, all within Clearwater, Florida 33759, upon annexation to the City of Clearwater's residential low RL, providing an effective date.
I move that we pass ordinance 9257-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9257-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Ms. Aiken.
Ordinance number 9257-19? Yes,
58.
58-19, thank you. An ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, amending the zoning atlas of the city by zoning certain real properties located generally north of Drew Street, south of State Road 590, and within 1/4 mile west of North McMullen Booth Road. His post office addresses are 3046 Grandview Avenue and 800 Moss Avenue, all within Clearwater, Florida 33759. Upon annexation into the City of Clearwater as low-medium density residential, LMDR, providing an effective date.
Move to pass ordinance 9258-19 on first reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to pass ordinance 9258-19 on first reading. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 9.1 is a second reading. Ms. Call.
1 second. You want me to do it? I can do it. Ordinance number 9265-19, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, vacating a 10-foot by 75-foot portion of a platted utility easement lying in Lot 32, Skycrest Greens Edition, as recorded in Plat Book 69, page 6 of the Public Records of Pinellas County, Florida, lying in the northeast 1/4 of Section 11, Township 29 South, Range 15 East, Pinellas County, Florida, providing an effective date.
I move that we adopt ordinance 9265-19 on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt ordinance 9265-19 on second reading. Anybody from the public wishing to speak to this motion? Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 10.1, Mr. Horn.
Ratify and confirm an amendment to the ICMA Administrative Services Agreement for the 401A Money Purchase Pension Plan and the 457 Deferred Compensation Plan. Authorize a payment of $57,900 to ICMA and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same. Mr. Ravens.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Jay Ravens, Finance Director. As discussed at Monday's work session, this item is a request for approval of an amendment to an ICMA agreement that you approved in September 2018. The amendment includes an increase in the ICMA administrative fee charged to employee participants from 0.049% to 0.057%, as well as payment of $57,900 of accumulated ICMA plan refunds to ICMA.
Questions for staff on agenda item 10.1? Anybody from the public to speak to agenda item 10.1?
I move to pass agenda item 10.1.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 10.1. Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item 10.2, Mr. Horn.
Approve co-sponsorship and waiver of requested city fees and service charges for special events, including 7 annual city events produced by Parks and Recreation Department and 24 city co-sponsored events produced by others at an estimated general fund cost of $629,140, $107,750 cash contributions, and $521,390 in-kind contributions, and enterprise fund cost of $44,930 for the purposes of fiscal year 2019-2020 departmental budget submittals. Mr. Dunbar.
Good evening, Kevin Dunbar, Director of Parks and Recreation. As we discussed on Monday, this is the annual co-sponsorship item that by council policy we bring forward to you. In total, there are 30 co-sponsored events, an increase of about $52,000 to the general fund. As I mentioned Monday, most of that is related to moving the sponsorship of the fireworks to the general fund from the gas fund. Obviously, correspondingly, the enterprise funds contribution is lower. 3 new events: Make a Difference Day, NFCA Leadoff Classic, as well as we've added a Hispanic Heritage Festival back in. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for staff on agenda item 10.2? Mr. Pogley.
Thank you, Mr. Dunbar. How was the make a difference, or make a difference? Did they approach you? Did you approach them?
They approached us.
Yeah, it is I just want to say that I think it was a great idea that you stepped out there and supported that event. They take care of a difficult population in our community that don't get an opportunity to do what they do. And kudos to Charlie Turner, who's been involved with that for, I think, the last 20 years. It's not only for challenged citizens of adults, but children. So they do both tournaments now. So it's a great event. I'm glad we're on board with it. Thank you.
Mr. Kunda.
This is a fishing event,
Well,
fishing tournament?
the Make a Difference event was a fishing tournament off of Pier 60.
That's what I was going to ask where it was held. Okay, good.
Any other questions, council? Mr. Dunbar, I forgot to ask on Monday, and I'm not sure whether you or the city manager or Mr. Maxwell would answer this question, but in the imagined Clearwater plan for events at Coachman Park and in the green area, once everything gets constructed, there will be a fee that we will apply to everybody then, right? I mean, is that the intent, to help balance?
So, Michael Maxwell, Assistant City Manager. So the model that Duncan Webb provided for us has us charging for most events. There are some free events that are included in that, either for a large or small event. So in each of those categories, there were free events included in that as well. But the vast majority of the events do require a fee. Now, we are currently trying to plug that into a little closer into what we do today. Parks and Rec is working on that now, so we'll have a little bit of better picture of how that would impact us if we implemented it today.
And that is down the road, but I thought maybe we ought to clarify for some who may be thinking that they will be able to use the park at no charge to them. That's probably not going to be the case.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. Anybody? Did we need a motion? Yeah.
Move to approve agenda item 10.2.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve agenda item 10.2. Anybody from the public to speak to this motion? Comments, council? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Horn, do you have anything further for us?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Aiken, do you have anything further for us?
No, sir.
Closing comments, Mr. Poglaze.
No closing comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Kondo.
I'm speechless.
Mr. Hamilton.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy Easter, and I want to ask Ms. Aiken another question again. By state statute, as an elected official, I am required to vote on any and every item that either, as long as myself or a direct family member has no direct economic benefit from, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's a little more elaborate than that.
A little more elaborate than that.
You have summed it up.
But you and I have discussed any time there would be any
Economic benefit.
possible economic benefit or conflict of interest for anything I've ever cast a vote on.
Yes.
And,
Well, not everything.
pretty much,
I know what you mean.
because we know where the line is.
Yes, sir.
So, the part of me that, it's surprising to me, because I give my parents all the credit in the world, because they, raised my brothers and I, that, we're very fortunate, and we, because of that, we give back a lot to this community. We serve on many different boards. Every board position we've ever served on is a non-paid volunteer board position. No economic benefit whatsoever. As a matter of fact, most every organization we've been on the board of costs us money. We donate money to those organizations. So it's not economic, we're not getting an economic benefit. We're actually supporting those because it's the right thing to do for this community, and we're happy to do it. So it surprises me, and most people in this community realize that and compliment my brothers and myself on the service we give to this community. It's sad that some people just don't see what we do as beneficial. But it is what it is. Happy Easter.
Mr. Albritton.
Well, follow that, I'll just say happy Easter, and it looks like everybody will have a nice weekend, so.
Mr. Hamilton, I'm gonna take it a step further.
Okay.
When somebody attacks us without any information, with erroneous information, that is wrong. It's easy for any of us to make a statement. It's hard to prove. But when you make a statement like has been made any number of times about we're violating the Sunshine Law, or we're violating an ethical law, check your facts first. Because we're aware, we know what the laws are. And we do talk to the city attorney. And believe it or not, the city attorney talks to us. And if there's anybody that none of us could question in this entire community, it's the standard that the city attorney has for herself and each one of us in this community. And I take it as an affront when you suggest that one of my colleagues is breaking the law and is acting unethically. So if you're going to do that in the future, have your facts straight before you do it. Just don't throw bombs out there, because one of those bombs may blow up in your face. There are lots of events going on in Clearwater over the holidays. Let me encourage you that if you're going to the beach, to consider alternative ways of transportation. There is the Jolly Trolley. You can park for free on the beach, on the mainland, and get to the beach. You can ride the ferry. It is a great experience, and we would encourage you to consider those options as you traverse from the mainland to the beach, especially during the holiday season. And if you're out there, be patient with each other. There's no reason in the world. You're not going to get there any faster by honking your horn or weaving in and out of traffic. So please be patient. And as I keep reminding myself and am reminded by others, it's only for a short time. And it's going to be gone in 2 weeks. And we're going to be back to normal more often than you can imagine, and until next year when you start complaining about the traffic. Because that Take Back program, which is sponsored by the police department and our solid waste department, it will be at Countryside Mall from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Earth Day is also on April the 27th at Moccasin Lake Park. We would encourage you to go out and take a look at the new Moccasin Lake Park and all the improvements that have been made there. And then later in the afternoon from noon until 5 o'clock, we're going to have the Celebrate Children Day Día del Niño in our downtown gateway on Cleveland Street near where Gulf to Bay and Cleveland come together. So we would encourage you to do that. On behalf of the Clearwater City Council, I want to congratulate Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, who was named Sheriff of the Year for the entire country. That's a feather not only in his cap, but for all of us. The sheriff and his department does an excellent job for all of us, and we congratulate the sheriff and thank him for his work. On behalf of all of us, we'd like to wish those of the Jewish faith a happy Passover, a happy Easter. To those of you who will be celebrating this week, and for those of us who'd like to take advantage of after Easter sales, Gali Anastasi, happy Easter, and we will see you as we celebrate next week, the following week on April the 28th. With that, thank you for spending your early evening with us. We are adjourned. Thank you.